This presentation is for Chapter 6, Variable Costing. In Learning Objective 4, we are going to use variable costing to make management decisions for a service business. Service companies provide services to customers and therefore do not have inventory or cost of goods sold. However, they have fixed and variable costs associated with providing services. Because service companies have both fixed and variable costs, variable costing can be used in service companies. So for this objective, we are going to use JR's Towing as an example. The company owns a small fleet of tow trucks used to pick up cars involved in accidents and mechanical breakdowns. The cars are delivered to local repair shops, and we can see from the slide that they have towing revenue, then they have two variable costs, truck expense and driver expense, and then they have two fixed costs, their depreciation expense and their shop expense. This is the contribution margin income statement for JR's Towing for the year ended December 31st, 2024, and we can see the variable costs that are subtracted from the towing revenue to determine contribution margin. From that, the fixed costs are subtracted to determine operating income. By separating costs by behavior, fixed and variable, the company can calculate the contribution margin ratio by dividing the contribution margin by revenues. And we can see from this slide that the contribution margin ratio for JR's Towing is 51.11%. At the level of services provided in 2024, the company is operating well above the break-even point and is able to cover the fixed cost and also generate profits. JR's Towing Services has analyzed its data and determined that it can separate the data into two business segments, city and county. The income statement by business segment is shown in this exhibit. Notice that the fixed costs are listed only in the total column. These costs are considered common costs, not segment costs. By separating revenues and variable costs by business segment, we can see that the city jobs are more profitable, with a 60% contribution margin ratio compared to 40% for county jobs. In addition, by separating costs by behavior, fixed and variable, the company can calculate the contribution margin ratio by dividing the contribution margin by revenues. This exhibit shows an expanded contribution margin statement with units and amount per unit. The difference between the contribution margin for city and county is due to the higher variable cost per unit associated with county jobs. The county jobs require longer trips and cost more in terms of gas and the driver's wages. Based on this analysis, management should consider a different fee schedule for jobs outside the city limits. And that is the conclusion of the presentation for Learning Objective 4.